System Center. BlueStripe's been a great partner with System Center over the years, and today they're here to announce the work that they've been doing to integrate with AzurePack. So you can always see them more at booth 90, but I figure we can show you guys what they do today. Thanks a lot, Vic.
Thanks, Robert. Yeah, there's some very interesting things happening in Windows AzurePack, and we're very happy to be a part of that. For those of you who may know something about BlueStripe, we've had a multi-year partnership with the enterprise business at Microsoft, especially around System Center. BlueStripe is in the business of helping IT hosting and operations teams manage production applications. And this is not about the code. This is about when you assemble public cloud systems, VMs on premises, storage, networks, security. When you put it all together in the shape of a business application, that's the part that you're wanting to manage. We've been doing that for years with System Center, and announcing today, we're introducing BlueStripe's Performance Center for Windows AzurePack. So as the enterprise teams here in the room are preparing these systems for your end users, giving them VMs and systems and different parts, what do they want to do? They want to manage their applications. We're able to bring that now both to service providers and to enterprise teams using Windows AzurePack and give your users one view. Let's take a look at that product. The BlueStripe custom resource provider that Robert mentioned is Performance Center. As administrators, you can make BlueStripe Performance Center available in plans or later as an add-on to an existing service, and it will show up in your tenants' views. And from here, they can have one or more management domains. And from here, they can have dashboards, views to applications of the hosted business application. So again, this is not limited to a Windows AzurePack-based system. It is anything that your customers are using as a part of the business application. They can look at it from the top level of response times and how are they doing at an SLA level, as well as see performance of the dependencies behind them and how they make them up. Going further, you can see the view to the application. And in fact, here we're seeing users that are seeing maximums in the 15-second range, but not only the performance, but to see what makes up those applications themselves. What we're seeing here is a live hybrid cloud system. Over on the left, there's platform as a service nodes, infrastructure as a service based in Azure, Hyper-V systems running on Windows AzurePack, as well as traditional on-premise systems of any other kind. Whatever your customers are using as a part of the application can show up in one view from Windows AzurePack. They can see not only the application, but the components that make it up, from deployed platform as a service nodes to individual components on-premise. In this case, we've got a problem here with that application where we've got an Apache and WebSphere node that's really the problem here. You can go forward and drill down into the performance about individual systems, see how those systems are configured, the applications that one or more of those nodes may participate in. If you'll notice, there's a theme here. We're giving the operators and your tenants or your end users the ability to see the application and find out where in infrastructure it's running and go from a slow performance issue down to individual component. In fact, if we were to drill further here, there's actually somebody's backup job running that's causing this problem. And if you like, booth 90 on the Tech Expo floor, you guys are welcome to come and drill a little bit deeper. But part of the challenge is to help your team see the application and the parts. The next is to do something about it. So we have tied in Performance Center into the workflows in Windows AzurePack. Let's say we get to this node and the problem is something that team does not own. There's another organization, whether it's something to come to you as a provider or another part of their organization, selected on those resources, you can invoke the service request feature. In fact, I don't know if you guys know it, but there's another vendor here at the show, GridPro, who's providing the request management part of Windows AzurePack. And from here, your teams can route trouble tickets, basically help, big problem, and go on and create the tickets that talk to other users. The thing that we're trying to do here is, instead of saying, here's a map, now go back out through Windows AzurePack, is to put the tools in front of them that they need to actually diagnose and solve the problems. For example, if they did own one of those systems, let's say this database system was the performance problem that's back here, but in this case they do own the system. Maybe we drill down and find out that it's short on resources, short on CPU. From here you can launch directly into the VM Cloud's management facility and assess the performance, deal with the resources, and move on. The views that you're seeing are basically coming from the BlueStripe Fact Finder monitoring product integrated in with Windows AzurePack. The views that are here are dynamic. Your end tenants and end users do not have to define the application. BlueStripe will actually discover and keep these maps up to date. If a new public cloud instance shows up, about 7 seconds later, you're going to see it come into the map and begin participating. If there's a broken connection to a third-party SaaS service on the back, you'll see those connections go red from that dependency. The objective here is to give you a monitoring service that you can offer to your end users and tenants that they can opt into. In fact, let's look a little bit about that. The way this is working, as I mentioned, we've been doing this for a number of years. Down on the bottom is BlueStripe's Fact Finder product. It is the thing that is monitoring different systems, from public cloud to on-premise to even third-party connected systems on the back. The new announcement brings in a custom resource provider that integrates that ability into Windows AzurePack. As administrators or as providers, you can install the resource provider into the AzurePack platform. From here, you can make it available to your users through plans, or a little later as an add-on service to existing plans. As an admin, you merely need to set up the service broker for which the tenant's management servers can connect into. From there, they can get to it, opt in on plans, and begin getting the views that you see. Oh, and also today we're announcing that the management server there is an Azure certified VM, which means that guy can sit in the public cloud, he can sit as a template in Windows AzurePack or any on-premise physical server. So to reiterate, BlueStripe's Performance Center for Windows AzurePack is the first of its kind to be able to give to your tenants and end users a view end-to-end of applications that'll stay up to date and they don't have to define it. Performance monitoring service levels so that they can be aware of the business application and where in the infrastructure, cloud, on-premise, third-party systems, where that problem's located, and tied into the workflow of getting it supported. We're going to be shipping this product in about 2 weeks. There's a URL up here. If you go there today, you can get signed up, get a white paper on it, and more importantly, you'll get the email that tells you when the download links are ready. Also, as a part of the TechEd Europe show, we're offering 3 free data center licenses for your company for 1 year, so you guys can get started, give it a try, and see what it looks like. Lastly, we're on the floor at booth 90 if you'd like